Hey everyone, it's Jessie checking in from Val d'Isere. It's Thursday morning here in resort, and there's that slightly grey, wintry feel around the village as things ease into the day after yesterday's calmer spell. And before any of you ask about the ridiculous hat I'm wearing today, well, if you know, you know. And if you do know, I'm absolutely expecting a massive like from you. Overnight here in town, it turned properly cold, with temperatures dropping to around -8 degrees Celsius late last night, before slowly lifting through the early hours to about -5 by sunrise. Winds stayed generally light for most of the night, but there were a few stronger gusts at times, especially later on, just enough to give it a sharper feel outside. There was no snowfall at all in the village overnight, so it stayed dry underfoot, with a clear, crisp winter feel first thing this morning. Looking at today around town, it's a mostly cloudy start, with some brighter spells this morning before the cloud thickens again this afternoon. Temperatures in the village are likely to reach a high of around 2 degrees Celsius. Winds stay fairly light for much of the day, but they do pick up later on, with gusts possibly reaching just over 40 kilometres per hour, so it may feel a bit sharper once you're out and about this afternoon. There's a high chance of precipitation later in the day, so having a waterproof layer with you is a sensible move. Up on Bellevarde, it's a noticeably colder and more exposed picture. Temperatures are sitting several degrees lower than in town, with wind chill very much a factor. Winds are moderate to strong at times, particularly this afternoon, and cloud cover will affect visibility on and off through the day. Conditions up top will feel quite different from the village, so it's worth planning accordingly if you're heading high. First up, a little spotlight for those of you trying not to completely destroy your wallet at lunchtime. If you liked our tip about the Marmotte's restaurant on Bellevarde, then La Cascade is right up your street. It's down at the bottom of the Cascade chairlift leading up towards the Pisayas Glacier. Same owners, same relaxed concept. A big sunny terrace when the weather plays ball, efficient service, and good food that doesn't feel painfully overpriced. If you've got any other lunch spots that still leave enough money for an après pint, definitely drop them in the comments. And yes, it's finally here. It's Six Nations time. Over the next few weeks, pretty much every bar in town will be getting involved. Places like the Blue Note, the Black Sheep, Le Hibou and Le Garage will all be showing the matches. For anyone wondering what all the noise is about, the Six Nations is the annual rugby championship, where England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France and Italy battle it out, usually with a lot of passion and very loud opinions involved. So if the chat in town suddenly isn't about snow conditions or ski wax, this is why. Brace yourselves if rugby isn't your thing. Now for today's avalanche outlook. This is a translated summary of the official Bulletin d'estimation du risque d'avalanche issued by Météo France for the Vanoise massif. Always make sure you check the full official report via the link in the description before heading out. The overall avalanche risk today is marked above 1,800 metres and limited below that altitude. The main concerns are wind slabs sitting on a generally unstable snowpack, combined with a persistent weak layer that's been in place for several weeks. Natural avalanches are considered unlikely, but human-triggered avalanches are possible, particularly in wind-affected snow. Recent strong southerly winds have created reactive wind slabs in many aspects, both near ridgelines and lower down slopes. These slabs can be of medium size, with variable fracture depths, and signs to watch for include firm accumulations under your skis or clear wind transport. More importantly, there is a persistent weak layer present from around 1,800 metres upwards, especially on north, east and west facing slopes, but also on south facing slopes at higher altitude. If this layer is triggered, it can release larger avalanches involving the full depth of the snowpack, sometimes remotely, and with fracture lines approaching a metre. Warning signs include whoomping sounds and cracking. A smaller wind slab release could also step down and trigger this deeper weak layer, making consequences much more serious. Snow cover is generally good for the season, with sheltered areas still offering lighter snow, while exposed areas are more wind-affected and firm. Off-piste travel today really requires conservative decision-making, good spacing and proper equipment, and sticking to open pistes remains the safest option. If you're planning to explore the mountains this season, remember, off-piste skiing is dangerous. Always take a qualified guide and never go off-piste without a transceiver, shovel and probe, and most importantly, know how to use them and practice regularly. That's it for this morning's update. If you know of any events, live music, or little gems around resort that are worth sharing, drop them in the comments. Have a great day out there and ski safe. If you're finding our updates useful, a like and a subscribe to the Val d'Isère online YouTube channel really helps to support what we do and reach more people who love the resort.
For further information, piste reports, and events sponsored by Val d'Isère Tourism, please go to radiovaldisere.com, the local radio station with the most up-to-date information. Forecast information provided by medioblue.com, infoclimat.fr and mediofrance.fr. Conditions in the Alps can change quickly, so always check before heading out. Webcam pictures courtesy of the official Val d'Isère website valdisere.com.